I did want to make one note about the book, as it may not be terribly clear, but when our book is looking at numbers or giving us numbers, it is assuming that the numbers have at least two significant figures. Now, if it gives you something like 23, okay, that obviously has two significant figures. If it gives you something like 7, you can really assume that what it's giving you is 7.0. So you can assume that if it's a single digit whole number, you can add the trailing 0 afterwards. That way we always have at least two significant figures in our calculations. Okay, now that I've said that, I want to go and talk about problem 28. And that one is also on page 29. Oh, sorry, 30. Okay, so problem 28 on page 30 talks about the operations that you're going to use and how those will impact the significant figure of your answers. So it's basically if we use multiplication, division, subtraction, addition, how many significant figures can we expect to have, okay? So problem A is 33.3 times 25.4. So the rule with multiplication is use the least number of significant figures for multiplying and dividing. So this has 3 significant figures and this has 3 significant figures, so our answer should have 3 significant figures. If one of these numbers had 2 significant figures, then our answer would have 2 significant figures. So we always choose the smaller of the 2 numbers. In this case, it ends up being the same. Doesn't matter. Oops, sorry about that. But if they were different, we would always choose the smaller number. So in this case, our answer would be equal to, when I stick this into my calculator, I get this. Well, this, of course, has 5 significant figures. So I'm going to drop it down to 3. So I'm going to take the first 3 and then round. So we can expect that the answer for this problem should look like 846. Okay. Part B. That one says 33.3 minus 25.4. All right. Now, when we're doing addition and subtraction, we use the smallest number of digits after the decimal. Well, there's 1 digit here, and there's 1 digit here after the decimal, so our answer should have 1 digit after the decimal, okay? When I go through and I perform my calculation, I end up with 7.9. Well, we have 1 digit after the decimal. That's perfect, so we can just leave it as is, okay? Part C, we have the square root of 333. Well, we treat the square root operation like a division, okay? And since this has 3 significant figures, then our answer should also have 3 significant figures. If I perform the calculation on my calculator, I get something like 5.770615, okay? So we're going to round this to 3 sig figs, so we should just end up with an answer of 5.77. Part D, we have 333.3 divided by 25.4. Okay, so now we actually have a difference in some of these. This one has 3 sig figs. This one has 4. Since this is multiplication or division, we're going to look at the total number of sig figs, and we're going to choose the smallest one, so that in that case it would be 3. When I perform this operation on my calculator gives me 13.122047, and we want 3 sig figs, so I would put down 13.1.